Hi, welcome to this video. We are talking about an ecosystem, and we are going to look at the abiotic components of the environment. We are going to look at the abiotic components of the environment, and the abiotic components of the environment they have climate factors. And the climate factors, we have rainfall, as you have seen in that first arrow that goes to your left. We have rainfall, we have humidity, we have sunlight, and pH. pH is the hydrogen potential. The second arrow that goes downwards shows the other component of the abiotic environment, which is the inorganic compounds. Under the inorganic compounds, we have the carbon cycles, the nitrogen cycle, the hydrogen cycle, the sulfur cycle. The third one is the organic compounds, and the organic compounds we have carbohydrates, lipid molecules, and the proteins. So the abiotic environment has three components, which are the climate factors, as we said, then the inorganic compounds, and then the organic compounds, as is in the video you're watching. And next we are going to go to the types of an ecosystem. So we are going to go to the types of an ecosystem, and we said the types are majorly classified into three. The types are classified into three, the types of an ecosystem. We have those ones that are based on nature, those ones that are based on duration, and those that are based on the size of the ecosystem. Under those that are based on nature, we have the natural ecosystems. Under there, we have the terrestrial. Terrestrial, we mean life on land, and under terrestrial, we have the grassland, the desert, and the forests. Now, under the still under those that are based on nature, we have the man-made, which no, still under natural, we have the aquatic ecosystem, which are the marines and fresh water. Now, the number two, based that is based on nature, we have the man-made, which is the aquarium, the crop fields, the flower beds. The second one, classification based on duration or time, we have two. One is the temporary and the other is the permanent. Under temporary, we have the rain-fed ponds. These are temporary ponds that are established especially by man. Then we have the culture of microbes. Lab culture of microbes. These are maybe microorganisms that are processed in the laboratory or that are maintained in the laboratory. Still under duration, the second one is the permanent, which includes the forests and the lake ecosystem. Now the number three is the one based on the size, and under that are based on the size, we have a small micro ecosystem. There are two. We have the small micro ecosystem, small or micro ecosystem. Then we have under there we have the flower pots, the logs, and the bushes or marshes. Then the second one is the large or macro. Macro means large. Now the macro ecosystem, under there we have the oceans, the marine environments, and then the deserts. Now this classification, in most cases, the permanent and all large ecosystems, as you're seeing in the video there, the permanent and large ecosystems, we have in most cases constitute the natural ecosystem. Those that are permanent and large in most cases constitute the permanent ecosystems. Next, in our video we are going to see the energy flow in the environment. And under the energy flows in the environment, we are saying energy, as you've seen in the diagram in the video, as you're going to see in the diagram in the video, energy flows in the environment when the producers, decomposers, and consumers or biotic components interact with abiotic components in the environment. There is we are still continuing. That is the diagram. Now, there energy flows sometimes from the biotic to abiotic components and abiotic to biotic components, and all these energy flows take place in the environment. Therefore, energy flows from one component to the other component. Energy flows from one component to the other, whether biotic to abiotic or abiotic to the biotic. Now, the primary producers, as you're seeing the arrow moving there, they are labeled by plants through a process known as photosynthesis, as is in the video. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, and with the help of solar energy produce food. These producers are consumed by the primary consumers after giving out oxygen and heat to the atmosphere, as seen in the video. The primary producers become food for the primary consumers, such as rabbits, rats, moles, just as you've seen where that arrow is moving. These and other primary consumers are further eaten as the arrow is moving, or taken up by the decomposers, e.g. small worms, microbes, and other organisms labeled into the decomposers category. These consume or eat the primary consumers and decompose them, break them down. After decomposing primary consumers, these organisms, decomposers, will release some of the inorganic nutrients into the atmosphere, just as the arrow is moving to the environment and through the ecosystem where they exist. The process is again repeated from photosynthesis. Primary producers are consumed, taken up by the primary consumers. They are decomposed by the decomposers, and after decomposition, inorganic nutrients are released into the atmosphere. Hence, the cycle repeating itself, just as you have seen. Thank you. We meet in the second video that talks more about ecosystem.